What is sidereal versus tropical astrology? Sidereal means astral, of relating to or expressed in relation to stars and constellations. Sidereal astrology is astrology aligned with the cosmos. It observes and interprets the real sky and the position of the planets in the zodiac constellations as they are now. Not all astrology does this. Tropical astrology, which is currently the mainstream Western astrology that you see in all the magazines and popular astrology apps and websites, is not aligned with the stars. It follows the cycles of the sun and 4 seasons, and not the real positions of the stars and constellations. It is a system and paradigm that is stuck to the sky as it was 2,000 years ago, around the beginning of the Roman Empire. The sky has changed since then. But before we get into that, let's backtrack just a little for those who are new to astrology. Personal astrological readings are always tied back to the birth chart or natal chart, which is a symbolic map of the sky at the moment of your first breath. It is seen as your cosmic blueprint. A birth chart is usually made of 2 circles, one within the other. The inner circle represents Earth, and the outer circle represents the sky path, or zodiac belt. It is made up of all the constellations that are located on the ecliptic, which is the path that the sun makes across the sky each day. The composition of the outer circle is where sidereal and tropical astrology have the most technical differences, because the sidereal outer circle is based on the observable real sky, and the tropical outer circle is not. 2,000 years ago, on the first day of spring, the 21st of March, the sun rose in the Aries constellation. Or in other words, when you looked at the eastern horizon at dawn, you would see the Aries constellation. Now on the first day of spring, the sun rises in a completely different constellation, Pisces. Tropical astrology does not account for this change and still calculates the 21st of March as the beginning of Aries. Something known as the precession of the equinox observes that the stars in the sky shift 1 degree roughly every 72 years from our perspective on Earth. This is because the Earth is not a perfect sphere and therefore wobbles as it rotates on its own axis. Another possible theory is that our sun is part of a binary star system that influences the orbiting planets of our solar system. Your sidereal sun sign or zodiac sign, based on the real sky, is most probably different to your tropical sun sign. So why do some people still resonate with their tropical sun sign? In astrology, we have a calculation known as the progress chart. The progress chart represents our personal inner evolution. It's calculated by comparing the number of years old you are to the equivalent number of days after your birth. For example, if you are 30 years old, you would look at day 30 after your birth. The sun moves 1 degree every day, so in your progress chart, the sun moves 1 degree for each year of your life. At some point in your progress chart and in your life, your evolved sun will have moved into the next zodiac sign. That shift happens before or around the time most people start getting interested in astrology, around the ages of 10 to 35. When your progress sun shifts signs, it's a significant moment in your life that feels like one chapter has closed and a new one has begun. But on a core level, your birth sun or natal sun sign radiates through everything. It represents your primal essence, and remembering your primal essence can feel very validating. In the natural sky, the zodiac constellations have different sizes. Sidereal astrology respects these size variations. Tropical astrology does not. It divides the zodiac belt into 12 equal parts for various functional and esoteric reasons. The sidereal perspective is that respecting the natural sizes allows for a harmonious flow of sign qualities to influence the birth chart and the collective. For example, the Virgo zodiac sign is the sky mother goddess. She has and deserves a large space in the sky because she is so essential for life and living in harmony and coherence. Virgo represents the lady who weaves order into chaos, the mother who makes the sandwiches every morning, the partner who plans the itinerary for the trip, the friend who's really good at bookkeeping and happily shares advice. The Aries sign is the Ram, who represents leadership, assertiveness, aggressive boundaries, and protection. It is just as important as Virgo, but has a more intense quality and therefore a naturally more compact place in the sky. In the natural sky, there is a 13th sign on the zodiac belt, called a Fucus, the serpent bearer, who represents the element of ether or akasha. Many ancient cultures, including the Mayans, recognize this point in our sky as where the shamans go to the underworld, and the Egyptians recognize the Ophiuchus constellation. The galactic center is in the Ophiuchus zodiac sign. According to Wikipedia, the galactic center is the barycenter of the Milky Way and a corresponding point on the rotational axis of the galaxy. Its central massive object is a supermassive black hole of about 4 million solar masses. So it seems like a pretty significant and energetic part of the zodiac belt and sky. Sidereal astrology includes the 13th sign, Ophiuchus, because he represents the higher self, the healer, the knowledge of rebirth, regeneration, and the element of akasha, ether. The galactic center is seen as a very important part of the chart, because wherever it is in your chart is where your potential is to access the Akashic records and deep cosmic wisdom. Tropical astrology does not include the 13th sign or the element of ether. It sticks to the paradigm of 12 signs and 4 elements: earth, water, air, fire. The zodiac constellations are the constellations on the ecliptic, the path the sun makes in the sky. Some of these constellations have particularly bright stars, like Spica in Virgo, Regulus in Leo, and the Pleiades cluster in Taurus. Some bright stars are not even on the ecliptic at all, but are above or below it, like Sirius and Vega. Since sidereal astrology observes the real sky, it can calculate the real position of these stars in the birth chart and how they are significant to you. There is the potential that the closer and brighter the star is to a planet in your chart, the more energetic impact it has on your experience. This is particularly interesting if you are a starseed or on a starseed awakening journey. These technical differences between sidereal and tropical astrology are really a representation of a deeper fundamental difference, which is the difference of paradigm. Astrology is both a science, which is technical, and an art, which is intuitive. It is comparable to a type of language. Language has rules and technicalities, but can also be used to describe and express less defined realms of the soul. Think of poetry, philosophy, song, recounting dreams, or describing feelings. What we want to express influences the structure of the language, and the structure of the language influences how and what we can express. The language of sidereal astrology expresses a philosophical and energetic paradigm of being intimately connected to nature and the cosmos, and relating to the soul on an evolutionary journey. It includes concepts that are integral to observing the real sky. Everything is energy and energetically connected. We are connected to the real planets and stars. The latest science talks about electric universe theory and plasma fields in space. Evolution and change happen. Our sky changes and evolves. Our astrology must observe and take note of these changes so that we can use astrology as a tool for our own growth, transformation, and ascension. The original astrologers were stargazers. The The ancient temples on our planet Earth are aligned with the real sky and encoded with star knowledge that we can only understand if we also observe the real sky. Nature is a direct expression of cosmic intelligence. The real sky is a direct expression of cosmic intelligence. The real sky unites us. It connects us with star lore and wisdom from the indigenous and original peoples of Earth. We all share the same sky, but we see it from different angles and perspectives. Thank you for listening. My name is Prana Estu, and you can find me at www.openanahata.com.